Hey guys, it's Andy here. Hope you're doing well. Coming to you from my basement/studio. This is a place I come to create, get a little alone time, some solitude, kind of disappear into. It used to be that. Now it's more my kids' playground, their school. That's where we have the guinea pig. As you can see, it's a little bit hard to get some alone time here, but hopefully you guys are hunkered down too. I don't know, maybe you're loving this. Maybe napping and not having to go to school and playing video games is a dream come true for you. So yeah, I don't know, maybe this is like perfect for you. Maybe you're a little bit bored. If you are, I have a giant puppy you can take off my hands. I'd appreciate. Maybe you could borrow these kids for a little bit. That'd help me out. But anyway, I was supposed to teach Sabbath school today, so can't do that, so I figured I'd make a video. The topic I want to talk about today was trust and what it means to put your trust in someone. To illustrate this point, I'm going to have my beautiful wife, Jazz, give me a haircut. Okay, now it's a little bit overdue, or actually long overdue, but I really trust her. We've been married for 11, 12 years. I've known her for 14 or 15 years, and yeah, she wants what's best for me. She loves me. And I trust her, so she's going to give me a haircut.
She's really pretty.
She is really pretty. Stay tuned. All right, guys, we're back. As I said, my wife Jazz is going to cut my hair. So, yeah, here we go.
All right, so what do you want?
Maybe like start with like a 2 on the sides, and then you kind of go up and fade it. And then like I kind of like a faux hawk, but like longest hair, but not like a super cool faux hawk, just like a little bit cool.
All right.
Yeah. So yeah, and then like maybe kind of.
Yeah. Okay, so like this, something like that.
Yeah, sure. All right, here we go.
All right.
Wait, hold on. You love me, right?
Yeah.
Whoa, wait.
Oh my goodness.
You want what's best for me, right?
Yes.
All right, here we go.
Okay, I think I'm done. See you later.
She's done. Well, it looks like I'll be wearing a hat for a while. Yeah, turns out Jazz, while beautiful, not good at cutting hair. I kind of knew that was going to be a disaster. The reason I knew that was because she's never cut my hair before. In fact, she's never cut anybody's hair before, right? So in hindsight, it was a lot of it foolish for me to put my trust in her when she's not trustworthy in that area, right? So as you go through life, there's going to be areas where, you're going to have to trust. Some areas are small, right? So if I go get a haircut and it turns out bad, whatever, right? Just wear a hat for a little while, okay? But some other big decisions, you really need to know what you're getting into. So, for instance, if you're choosing a college, you're not just going to, roll a dice or flip a coin or spin a wheel and just pick a random college. You're going to really do your homework. You're going to talk to people who've gone there. You're going to read up on them, do a college visit, right? So, to trust in something or someone, you really need to know that they're trustworthy, right? Now, with everything going on in the world, it's a pretty good time to examine what we put our trust in, who we put our trust in, right? So if you've been online, you've probably read some things people put about trusting God or God has a plan. These things are true. I've even posted some stuff. I made this coloring sheet earlier and posted it online. It had Psalms 56:3, and it says, "When I'm afraid, I trust in you." Right? There was a a couple times the past week where, I was a little bit afraid. There's another good text I like is Deuteronomy 31:8, right? So this is Moses talking to Joshua. Moses is on his way out. Joshua's taken over, and Moses kind of giving him a pep talk, right? And Moses, Deuteronomy 31:8, he says, the Lord himself goes before you and will be with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, right? So Moses had experienced a lot of things in his life, and he knew that, God was trustworthy. Joshua had experienced a lot of things too. He had been there for, the miracles, the God providing all the, manna from heaven, water from a rock and all that. And still he needed reminded. So it's not bad or it's not crazy that you need reminded or I need reminded. It's just part of life. But, I think if we're not purposeful about thinking about it, kind of purposely remembering the times God has provided for us, we seem to forget. We get wrapped up in everything going on. And that happened to me a couple times this week. I spent more time, looking at the news and, looking at death counts than actually reading my Bible and praying to God, So I think if we, if you think back to your life experiences and you think to ways God has provided, it's a little bit easier to trust. Now, you guys being youth are a little bit of a disadvantage. And what I mean by that is you don't have as big of as much sort of life experiences to kind of draw from. Now, that doesn't mean you haven't gone through lots of struggles and ups and downs really to trust in God. That's not what I mean. What I mean is as you get older and you have more gray hair, it's kind of easier to kind of remember these things, right? Now, don't be discouraged, though, because, I have a trick. I have something that will just help you trust in God, right? Now, this is revolutionary. It's going to blow your mind, okay? This is just it's going to help you so much in your walk. So here it is, okay? Are you ready? Hold on. It's amazing. It's a piece of paper, right? So what you do on this paper is you write at the top, Trusting God cheat sheet. Now, everybody loves a cheat sheet, right? But what you do is you write that, and then you start writing just a couple things where God has provided for you. It could be something at school, something with your family, It could be even little things just to get it started, right? Now, the idea is as you go through life, you add more and more. Now, this isn't just an idea I came up with. This is actually something that, I actually did a few years ago, right? So I have one here. I don't want to show you all the things on it, but in the top it says A and J, trust in God, right? And so what happened was about 4 or 5 years ago, we were in a real tough spot, right? So me and Jazz have been in a few tough spots in our life. And we owed a lot of tax money, and we didn't have it. And it was like, what are we going to do? And so we were kind of like, trying to kind of brain scheme and think, what can we do? And we kind of came up with a solution, but it was a little bit shady. It wasn't illegal, but it was a little bit shady, right? It just didn't feel good. So rather than go ahead with that, we were like, kind of hit the brakes a little bit, and we started writing down all the ways God had provided for us, and we just we made this list, and this list, these aren't even little things. These are like some big things, some financial big things. It's like, you don't know where you're going to get your next bit of money, and you go to the mailbox and boom, there's cash in there, right? Some of them are like just relationship things that end up kind of working out for good. Some of them are some pretty serious stuff. One of them, when Jazz was pregnant with our son Radley, we thought we lost him. We thought she had a miscarriage, and not to be too get into too much, but we were certain she lost him. I mean, to the point where we're on our knees, praying, screaming out to God, I know you can do, I know you can help us. We didn't believe it, but it was just this is over. And then, we go to the doctors and they run tests, and they're like, he's fine. And, yeah, I mean, I don't know if you've seen him running around. He's definitely a little bit weird, but he's okay. So, yeah, I mean, these are huge answers to prayer. So what happens is when I get, like I was this week where I'm like, oh, freaking out, I pull this out and I'm like, boom, and I look at it, and I even wrote on the back there, I don't know if you can see that, but I wrote COVID-19. I wrote what's going on because I know one day I'll look back on this and I'll see, God, He got us through this. So yeah, I encourage you guys to do that. It doesn't take a lot, just a piece of paper. You take it, you put it in a drawer, you put it in a book, in a Bible, somewhere, and I promise, you will be able to see, ways that just God just provided for you. Yeah. So, yeah. Oh, I almost forgot. Yeah. So the whole punchline to the story. We owe this money. We're about to do something shady. A little bit shady. And then we decide not to. We're like, and then so I've been working this job for somebody, and then I'm about a week and a half, 2 weeks into the job, and I don't exactly know how much I'm getting paid per hour, but it's like, yeah, they seem like reasonable people. They're nice, they'll be all right. And then when I find out, I end up like one day I'm like, so how much are you paying me? And they tell me, and it ends up being like 3 times more than I had thought I was. And it turns out the amount of money I made on that job paid for all the money owed taxes, and it's just like huge answers to prayers, right? So I promise you, if you start, purposefully writing those things down, one day you'll be old with gray hair and you'll have like a book of these things, and it'll be like, you'll have more faith, way more faith than me, maybe more faith than Joshua, right? So yeah, that's my, that's my hope and prayer for you guys as you go through this week. Just kind of slow down, unplug a little bit, and just kind of, look and see what God is doing, because He's working. So I hope you can do that. You guys have more influence on the spiritual life of your family than you might even think. You guys can be maybe faith trust mentors to even your parents. So, just think about that. Hopefully some of this made sense. Like I tell you guys, a lot of times I think I get more out of the lesson from studying and, kind of teaching than maybe even you guys do. I don't know. But hopefully something I said made sense, and I just pray you guys have a good week. And if anybody's bored and wants a puppy, let me know.